Okay, let's take a look at one of the most important concept in vectors. They like to test this in O level, so please make sure you understand the steps to actually prove that the points are collinear. So first thing first, right? What's the meaning of collinear? When we are talking about collinear, right? Collinear comes from the word, when you have the word co, right? Co means all together, okay? Linear means line, all right? So all the points, right, are lying on the straight line, the same line, okay? So what's the technique to actually do that? There's actually two main steps. So it can be a 2 mark, it can be a 3 mark question, all right, for proving this. So the first thing that you got to mention for me, right? For example, I have two lines, okay? So let's say if I have vector like AB, okay, I have vector AB and then I have vector BC, for instance. All right. In order to show me that they are collinear, you have to first show me that they are parallel first. Okay. So how do you show me that they are parallel? You must always be able to get a constant out of this one here. So this is what we call a scalar multiple. Can you understand that? Okay, this is what we call a scalar multiple. So it can be a number, it can be a fraction, okay, it can be positive, it can be negative as well, no problem. All right, but it has to be a constant. Okay, so once you can show this, right, the idea that you can actually get is you'll be able to tell me that AB, okay, once you can show me that they are scalar, right, multiple here, AB is parallel to BC. So this is the step that you need to do first. Okay, so stating that it's parallel, right, just means that the two lines are like this. It's not good enough. You have to mention, what's the next thing that you have to mention? You have to mention the common point. So in this case, how do you tell the common point? You can see one because this alphabet, right, is repeated. So you will tell me that B is a common point, okay? And then your next conclusion is, therefore, since there's common point means that the two lines are connected together, right? So you have A, B, and C are collinear. Okay, so this is how we do that. So 9 out of 10 question in exam, right, will be write down two facts about these two lines, state two conclusions. Can you prove to me that they are collinear? These are very, very common questions. But 1 in 10, right, will not be collinear. But that one is quite rare. Okay, so in exam, if they say write down two facts or state that they are collinear, right, they will be collinear. So if you can't seem to find a scalar, right, go and check through your vectors calculation lah. All right. Okay, so let's look at this exam question from your prelim paper, okay? This one is a little bit more interesting because this is one of the rare times, right? They asked me to explain that it's not a trapezium. What is a trapezium though? A trapezium must have one pair of parallel lines. If you don't have one pair of parallel lines, then it won't be a trapezium lah. It's a four-sided figure with one pair of parallel lines, okay? So we're going to do this. This one we all should be quite familiar. So I'm just going to very quickly, right? This one, if I'm going to put down the ratio, I got to swap it around, right? So GB to OB is 3:1. Okay. This one, bring over the 2 first, which allows me to get 2GA equals to 1GH. So GA is to GH, swap the ratio, 1:2. So please go and label it over here. So GB is 3 units. So the whole thing is 3 units. OB is 1 unit. Wait, it looks funny, GB to OB. Yeah, okay. So what I have here is that, oh, OB is 1 unit, correct? So if this is 1 unit, this is 2 unit. So I'm not going to do the vectors portion, but what I will always do is I will always understand that, okay, this is B, right? OB is B, right? Then I'll very quickly write down 2B. Okay, I won't be needing that now, but I'm just going to show you this usually is the train of thoughts, okay? So we have 2B from here. Okay, so now, right, what we're going to do here is that we're going to see, okay, so I put this down because I didn't do the calculation, so I need you all to see this, okay? So now, right, where is the figure? Let's see. So OA, HB. Okay, it doesn't look like a trapezium to me, or maybe it does look a little bit, but you got to go and prove from there, okay? So then given to me is HB, okay, HB will be this direction. All right, let me just put that down. HB is this direction, which is minus B plus 2A. So if I want to compare OA and like that, I need to use BH, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down over here. How do you actually find BH? BH is actually, wait, this is my bad. This is a minus, okay? So it will become B plus 2A. In my working, I must put the curly line below, okay? Okay, so what we're going to understand here is that OA is actually what? OA is actually just A. So now same direction already, right? So if I can show that they are parallel, right, I will be able to do this. There will be something, okay, of BH. But I know it's confirmed impossible. Why? Because this one got A, right? Okay, like A I times 2 lah, correct or not? So I can multiply by 2. But then how come got one B pop out one? So cannot be, right? So what we have from here is that this one will be not equal. But how do we answer this? Okay, you must tell me that OA, okay, important keywords in red or pink, is not a scalar multiple of BH. Can you see this? So because I do this, my conclusion is OA, right, is not parallel to BH. So since they are not parallel already, right? So since they're not parallel, then opposite direction also not parallel. Then very clear cut, AH is also not parallel. Correct? Not? AH is also not parallel to OB. This one very obvious. I can see for myself, right? So then from here, right, we can conclude that therefore, so my final conclusion, therefore, let me write, where do I write? Okay, I just squeeze. Can I bring this up? So then you can answer the question. So oops. Okay, I'll bring that back later. Okay, so then your final answer, please answer the question. Therefore, OAHB is not a, oops, trapezium. Okay, one of the rare few times, right, where they actually show you that it's not collinear lah, which is not, sorry, not parallel lah. All right, usually they will ask you to show, then high chance it's going to be parallel one. Then you can see something. Then you can do your similar triangles and stuff. Okay, so this is your example one. This was from a 2025 prelim paper. Okay, so this one more important. Okay, so this one here, same thing. I'm going to just speed up the whole process because I already gave you this part here. Usually all these values, right, you will be required to actually calculate it on your own lah. All right. So from the first part lah, or then when you lead it to here, then you can go and calculate all your different vectors, so your directions, right? Okay. So now we're going to write down two facts of OE and OD. So where is OE? Where is OD? So OE is this, so it's here. Can you see that? So you can see, if I can draw a very high chance it has to be collinear. So what are the two facts? State that they are parallel first, then state that they are collinear. Okay, and how do I do that? Okay, I'm going to peel out the vectors. Okay, because eventually you must remember what we want to show. No, we want to show the scalar thing here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just nice, OE and OD. So just nice, I gave it to you already, right? Okay, so what we have here is that, let me just write down OD first. C, can I put A first? So that it's easier, okay? So this is OD, half A plus C equals, I'm going to put a bracket like that. Then this one here will be 2/3 A plus 4/3 C. Oh, interesting. Okay, so now, right, now this, okay, now that I reach this part over here, I need to find this blank, correct or not? And how do I do that? This is equals to this times this. Can you see that? So I'll take my pencil, half A, okay, equals to something times 2/3 A. So how do I find the something? Bring this guy over, lor. How do you bring this guy? So times bring over becomes divide, right? So you should press your calculator. Half divided by 2/3. So then you can fill inside over here, 3/4. Then you do a quick check. When you take 3/4, multiply by 4 over 3, do you get 1 or not? Yes, then you know you are correct already. Okay? So writing this statement down is crucial because now you have to do your statement here. So OD is 3/4 of OE. Okay, does it matter OD or OE comes in first? Doesn't matter. Then your scalar will just be reciprocal. Means that if you do OE, OE will be 4 over 3 of OD. Normal. Okay, but what's my conclusion here? So my conclusion is OD is parallel to OE. Okay, so this is my first fact. Okay, this is my fact number one. All right. then what's the next thing you must mention? So you got to see tada common alphabet, right? So you will state that O is a common point. So therefore, we have O, D, and E are collinear. So this is how you state down the two facts. All right. So different ways of phrasing this question can be, right? Can you prove or show that ODE are collinear? Then you can use the same vectors. If they say ODE are collinear, you can go OD vector, DE vector, OE vector, same direction. Choose any one that you already found from the previous part. Okay, so this is your collinear concept. Very important. O level likes to test this, not in a way where it is asking you that it's collinear. They can ask you to write a scalar, write a fraction, or in general, just to prove that lines are parallel. Okay?